Have you ever felt like that your mind is on overdrive? Non-stop chatter, to-do list, never ending, and you are overwhelmed. That's me sometime back, and then I decided to hit the pause button and signed up for the 10-day silent meditation retreat, Vipassana. And here I am today, and I'm going to share with you three things. First, what is Vipassana? Second, how does it work and how do you sign up? Third, 5 things that you need to remember before you sign up, and that's super important. So watch till the end so that you know the 5 things that you need to remember before you sign up. First thing first, what is Vipassana? Vipassana literally means to observe things as they are. And whoever among you heard about Vipassana earlier, you must have heard it in the context of Bhagavan Buddha, who practiced Vipassana to attain nirvana. And that was 2500 years back. But guess what? Vipassana is much more older technique than that. And it's a very age-old Indian meditation technique, and even in Rig Veda, there is mention about Vipassana. So Vipassana essentially is a way, a technique, meditation technique that you practice for 10 days, or earlier it used to be much more, like more than a month. Now they've compacted it in a 10 days learning program where you learn how to calm your mind, how to make your mind equanimous so that you can start observing things as they are. So how does it work? So of course, when I started my journey, it felt a little bit odd. So 10 days I am going out, and then as I enter through the gate of the Vipassana center, by the way, it's a lovely center near Calcutta by the river Ganges, old estate, transformed into a meditation retreat. And as I entered, I see a lot of people there from Calcutta, neighboring states, or even from outside. People came from US, Ireland, Germany. You get a sense of peace as you enter. It's a lovely setting. And then you are asked to deposit your mobile, tabs, any reading material, writing material. So you are completely disconnected from the outside world for 10 days. And you start the inner journey. And the first few days, as we are meditating for 10 to 11 hours per day, and that has been the routine throughout, 10 to 11 hours per day meditation, first few days have been extremely difficult. My mind was all over the place. Moving from one branch to another branch, no control. It's like a monkey mind. And it's all over the place. But gradually you start getting hang of it by focusing on your breathing. Not to control your breathing. You just be with your breathing and just be in the moment with your breathing. Once you practice it for a day or two, you start getting hang of it, and then you are taught to focus on a very small portion of your body. To start with, you started focusing on the area around our nose, and then we narrowed that area to between the upper lip and the nose, that very small area. And we were asked to observe the sensations. So we are with our breathing, and then observe the sensations in that small area. Initially, you will not feel anything. Gradually, once you concentrate more and more, you start feeling like warmth or itching, something tingling. And gradually, you have the tingling sensations like a current or wave. You will start feeling in that area. And then we are asked from day 4 onwards, actually that Vipassana starts from day 4 onwards, where you start taking that same approach, focusing on a small portion of your body, starting from your head to toe, going through the entire body, and start feeling that sensation in various parts of your body in a sequence. And once you do that, as I said, over a period of time, you start getting some sensations. And there is a science behind it. If you think our body is nothing but made of particles and atoms, and particles and atoms are nothing but, wavelets. The waves getting created and destroyed, and that's happening throughout our body. And is anitya, is impermanent. It's being created and getting destroyed. And you start feeling that gradually. And as you do that, it's not a game of sensation. You are just not there just to observe that sensation. No. Actually, you are there to observe things as they really are. That's Vipassana. But going through this process, what happens? Then you calm your mind. You start developing the equanimous mind, which is not perturbed by what's happening around you or what's happening inside. You are becoming a nonchalant observer. Just think about it. Our mind is always racing, right? We started with our mind is always racing. Think about it like a lake where you have a lot of turbulence. What will happen? Then you will not be able to see the bottom of the lake. You would hardly see anything beneath the surface. There's so much turbulence. It's murky, it's muddy. But as you start focusing, being more mindful, it starts settling down. Everything starts settling down at the bottom. Then you start seeing the bottom of the lake, still muddy, murky. You start seeing that. And as you do that, what will happen? Things will start popping up from the bottom. Like in our life, what happens? Sometimes some good memories, bad memories, good thoughts, bad thoughts, it starts surfacing. Then with that same nonchalance and same mindfulness, you start dealing with that, not getting associated with those thoughts and incidents or anything. You start developing an equanimous mind. And as a result of that, you start getting rid of any cravings, any aversions. And that's the process for 10 days. I must tell you, it's a wonderfully transformative journey and experience. And if you feel interested, you can sign up. Anyone can sign up. So let me come to that point. How do you sign up? You can go to the website www.dhamma.org, and remember it's DHAMMA, not Dharma, DHAMMA, dhamma.org, and I'll put the link also in the comment. You can go and find the courses happening, and there they have 250 centers all over the world. Like in Calcutta, they have 2 centers, one Dharma Ganga, where I went to, then there's a Dharma Banga, and then there's one in Siliguri, and all over India, Igatpuri, Hyderabad, Jaipur, many centers in India, and also outside in Southeast Asia, Europe, US, UK, Latin America, Africa. You can sign up in any centers because they follow the same rigor and schedule. 10 days, same program, 4 to 9:30, 10 days, same program. And you must be wondering, okay, good. So how much do I pay for it? You are staying there 10 days. Everything taken care of. Food, lodging, everything. By the way, food is plain and simple, vegetarian. You just take 3 times a day. That's it. So how much you pay for it? It's absolutely free. It's absolutely free. No fee for signing up. No fee you have to give. After completing 10 days, and only after completing 10 days, should you want, you can donate. And this is where I really love what Acharya S.N. Goenka mentioned. If you are donating, do not donate thinking that you stayed there 10 days, so 10 into maybe 1,000 rupees, so I should give 10,000 rupees. Then you are equating that like a hotel. It's not hotel. So if you are donating whatever amount, you donate with a mindset that if I donate, how many more people can do it for free? And suppose you don't want to donate or don't have the ability to donate, no one is going to ask for it. No one is asking for any donation, and there is a kind of a table they set up, or they take donations, but no one will even come to you, ask you Whether you want to give donation, how much is absolutely voluntary. And even if you don't give, no one cares. Isn't it a wonderful setup? Isn't it a wonderful legacy that Acharya S.N. Goenka he created? He practiced Vipassana for 14 years in Myanmar under the guidance of his guru before he moved to India in 1969 and started the first camp with his family and friends, maybe 8-10 people. And the rest is history. Such a lovely legacy that has been created. Now, if you feel now more interested, I want to sign up, there are 5 things you should know before you sign up. First and foremost, you have to plan well. And what I mean by that, one is the planning in terms of you will be away for 10 days. So you have to plan for that 10 days. And for example, someone is a chain smoker or have some other addictions or mentally depressed, you need to first handle that part so that once you are in the center, those 10-11 days, you will not be able to smoke, drink, and so on. Of course, you can take medicines if it is prescribed by the doctor, but you cannot have anything that can arouse your sensation otherwise. We have seen people leaving because they could not complete without smoking for so long. Or if you are mentally depressed, make sure you go to a physician, have a check, get some medicine before you come. Because sometimes if you are mentally depressed and come to a session like this, and then there are things popping up, right, as you go through the process, then you will not be able to handle. So it's sensible to take care of that. So plan for it well, number one. Number two, commit to it. So if you are there for 10 days, you are there for 10 days. No one is able to contact you, and you are not contacting anyone, and you are making that inner journey. Of course, there is an emergency number where your family can call that emergency number at the center if there is a real emergency, not for asking how you are, right? And similarly, the center has an emergency number of your family. In case something happens, they will call your family. In my case, there was no call either way, so I was at peace. So make sure you plan for it, so those 10 days you are committing to this full time. Third, very, very important, remember, this is not a vacation. It's a very, very hard work with a very simple living. So you will have like a 4 to 9:30, 11 hours meditation in between. There is a rigorous schedule, very simple living. I was sharing with one of the very young lads, 23 years, my namesake, his name is also Indranil. We shared rooms with good amenities like a hot water, etc., but very simple. And you will eat 3 times a day, breakfast at 6:30, very simple, like you have dhokla or idli or poha or along with fruits. Then 11 o'clock lunch, again rice, chapati, dal, vegetables. It's very hygienic, very clean. And at 5 o'clock, you take your dinners/snacks, which is puffed rice, muri, and tea. That's it. And you may be thinking, wow, can I survive like that? I did not hear a single person complaining about food or stay or accommodation. And by the way, 90% of the people in the batch I have been to, 90% of the people who came all over the world, they were able to complete. So if you think, oh, I am an extrovert, I need to talk, can I do this? Listen to this. In our batch, there are 5 Gen Zs who are like a 20-21 years old, and they were very chatty, a lot of nervous energy. I could feel when I was talking to them before the session. All of them could complete, and with full honesty and dedication. If they can do, you can also do. And by the way, they told me that the Gen Zs are very much into it to know their purpose, being mindful, and so on. So that's the third thing. It's not a vacation, it's hard work. So remember that. Fourth, is better not to attend with your friend and family. You know what will happen? If you attend with your friend and family, there will be eye contact, you will be tempted to talk, and then you will not have that same experience. You will ruin it for yourself, you will ruin it for others. So remember that, don't attend with your family or friends if possible. And number 5 is very, very important. For these 10 days, you are open-minded and you are dedicating yourself fully to this technique. So if you are following any other religious techniques, methods, you have to keep it aside for 10 days and focus on this inner journey. By the way, it is not religious. This journey is very much your inner journey, your own dharma inside. It's nothing to do with any religion or any sect or any community. So you, for those 10 days, leave aside everything, focus on this technique, learn, and then after that, you can decide what to do. So that's it, my friend. So you learned what is Vipassana, how does it work, what is the fees, which is free, and you can give donation if you want, and the 5 things you need to remember about Vipassana. And I would highly recommend for anyone to attend it at least for once in your life, to experience it. Now, you may ask me, okay, what happened afterwards? Like you are doing that Vipassana in a very secluded environment, then you come back, your day-to-day life, and everything as it is, right? It's not like that. You think it like this: going to that Vipassana center, that meditation retreat, you are learning the skills, like you are learning how to drive in a driving school. But that will not make you an expert driver. With that, just that skill, you will not be able to drive on the road. So you need to come back and continue to practice this and develop your mindfulness, develop that equanimous mind. So the journey is just got initiated. The journey continues thereafter. So I hope you got something out of today's very introspective, reflective discussion about Vipassana. If you feel interested, do sign up with www.dhamma.org, or if you have more questions, you can ask me either in the comment field or reach out to me directly. I'll be more than happy to support you in any way possible. And do share and like this video and subscribe to the channel Leaderion, and I come back with many more insightful topics which will transform and make you a better leader and human being. Bhavatu Sabbo Mangalam. Be happy.